Welcome everyone back to episode 35 of Spiritual Conversations. My name is Candice Sanderson from Southwest Florida, and with me is my co-host extraordinaire,
Cari Palmer from Puyallup, Washington.
Cari. I was on a podcast last week, and during that interview, the topic of ETs came up. When this did, it just brings several questions to mind. One is, what are ETs? What are UFOs? Do they really exist? Can we prove it? And then I started thinking, how different is an ET from the angels and the guides that I connect with? I mean, in a sense, couldn't they also be identified as extraterrestrial?
Absolutely.
So let me share a story. I don't have any firsthand knowledge of UFOs, but I have some secondhand knowledge of a UFO. This was way back in the 1970s. One of my very good friends was taking a class, an adult ed class at a local community college. And this was in Kentucky, so Kentucky is very hilly. When they exited their class and walked toward the parking lot, there is a hill that you have to go down in order to get the parking lot. As they came to the top of the hill, they saw this huge machine that was about the size of 10 or 12 cars. And back then in the 70s, cars were large.
Big.
And this machine was hovering over the parking lot. It did not make a sound. It was completely silent. And all of these people saw it. They said it hovered, then it just, went up and then just shot out in the sky. They actually got in their cars to try to follow it, which of course that didn't work out very well.
Good luck, yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's like the end of the rainbow. Good luck finding it.
But it's like, no one's going to believe us, even though there were, 3, 4, 5 people there. Well, it actually hit the newspapers the next day, because little did they know, the president of the college was leaving his office at the same time, and he saw it as well too. So, kudos to him for actually reporting it to the newspaper. But I tell this story because Betty is one of those people that you trust. She never would embellish things, never exaggerate things. And if she said she saw it, to me, it was just as good as me seeing it, because
Right.
I knew it was true. I didn't need the verification from the president of the college, although I did get that, but
Right.
It made me realize there is something there. If Betty saw it, it was definitely there. And then I remember you and I having conversations about recently, you're in your hot tub and you see lights, and what is that? So anyway, let's just talk about ETs and what that is.
I'm so glad you brought this topic up, because I've watched, well, as we all have probably heard, the government has been keeping secrets forever. And
no,
I know, right? So yeah, not a lot of transparency, even though we like to believe there is. But so, all this stuff is starting to come out on the whole Roswell, New Mexico. I mean, there's so many accounts and stories. And recently I saw, because I'm from Las Vegas, and there were these lights over Las Vegas, quite a few. And so many people took videos, and they were just hovering. It was the coolest video ever. And I'm just watching this, and people are like, what are they? What do you think they're doing? And yes, they've been among us for our entire eternity. Yes, they've been here probably long before we have. I mean, there's so many things that have happened on this planet that man cannot have done. And, they try and justify, like with math and physics, how, we created this. Like, no, something bigger, better technology maybe than us. So it's been a thing forever. But the thing that drives me crazy about this is on one special that I watched that completely unveiled everything about the government secrecy at the Nevada test site. There was some kind of alien craft deep down in. I watched the guy who was like flying the plane, who saw it. They went down in there and they saw the ET. They're not here to harm us, people. They're here to help us with technology and help us get back on track. So what they ended up doing with that one is they destroyed it. They dropped a bomb on it. It's like they just wiped the whole thing out. And it's like, you don't know what they're there for. They're not here to hurt us. They're among us. They've been among us forever. One of the girls in my Monroe group, she communicates with ETs all the time. And so
wow.
it's a thing, they're among us right now. But so many people, of course, they don't believe in messengers. They don't believe in, that we're, more than our physical body. So it's hard for a lot of people to swallow that. But come on, can we be this little dot in the entire expanse of everything? And we are the only living thing? Heck no. Are we the most
Right.
technologically advanced? Not by far.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like they're not here to harm us. So and they've seen them over Hawaii recently, a couple over Vegas. So it's really becoming a thing right now.
Oh,
let's not
cool.
shoot them down. Let's welcome them. Let's give them a place to land and communicate with them.
Right. And it just depends on how you feel about them, what people were doing. It sounds like if they're shooting them down or bombing them or whatever they did, they're operating out of a sense of fear.
Yeah.
Fear of the unknown. Well, this is what your spiritual journey is all about. Learning to step outside your comfort zone. I mean, it was so uncomfortable for me when I started getting messages, and it's like that psychologist training that I had was like, all right, Candice, this is not right. What's going on here? What's wrong with the picture? But now I realize there is so much more to life than what this three-dimensional body shows us. So why not just expand your awareness and include things that might be possible? What I learned to do is to maintain some kind of a degree of neutrality, just to be like an objective observer. So if you see some lights in the sky one night and you're looking up and you're thinking, what is that? And they react in a weird pattern. First of all, try not to be frightened. Secondly, actually don't jump to conclusions and say, oh, this is an ET or this is a UFO. Just be present, observe it, let it play out the way it's supposed to play out, and then you can judge it later. And how do you judge it later? You get online and you see who else saw lights Google at the same time. And, I mean, why not? So is there such thing as ETs?
Yep.
Like you say, let's just end it there. Yep.
Yes. But to finish that story that you started about me earlier, I was in my hot tub not long ago, and I was just sitting there. The moon was bright. I just love it because it's dark and you see stars. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw like twinkling, and I looked over, and through the trees, I saw just a stream of beautiful lights. I mean, I was like, you want to scream like, everybody come and look, but I'm in the hot tub and there's nobody anywhere around. I don't have my phone to videotape it. So I just decided to embrace it. And I watched this light show move across the sky. It was like part of fireworks, dead silent. It just hovered on the horizon. And I was just awestruck. And when it was over, of course, I called like, John, did you see that? And he was like, I didn't see anything. It's like, and I'm just like, to me, it was like, I loved it. It was special. And of course, I was curious. So I did immediately search and found that it was like a SpaceX rocket, burn back in coming back into the orbit, which happens sometimes, re-entry. And so it was like 22 days out in orbit before it then burned its way through. So a lot of people in this area saw it. But there were people that saw it that were so scared to death. They thought it was Armageddon. But it's like, just look at that. To me, it was like the aurora borealis made a personal appearance in my backyard. Just embrace it and welcome it and just have wonder and curiosity about it.
Right. Just experience it for what it is. Here you are relaxing in the hot tub and you get your own personal light show. How beautiful is that you can
It was
experience
phenomenal. Yes, it was so cool.
And at the moment, it was a UFO because it was unidentified to you. So
to me, it looked like it could have been like spacecraft. And so I thought it could be all those little tic-tac spacecraft. Cool, bring it.
You didn't react of fear.
Never.
Right. So
Not
this
capable.
Is great. You found out later, what it was, and that's great. But there are other times when people will see things and they might discount it, might be fearful, but just open up. And then whatever it is what it is. And be in that present moment and just give thanks and be so happy for it.
Yeah. And if you're not, climb down in the bomb shelter you built in the 50s and just live there for the rest of your life. How's that?
Right. Open up your can of Spam or whatever it is.
Exactly. And your gallons
enjoy
of water.
it from there.
Yeah.
or come out every once in a while and enjoy life like Cari and I do.
It's exactly.
We have so much fun having these conversations that are usually so spontaneous. But until next time, everyone, be kind, enjoy life, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Yep. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe. I was actually
got
seeing
dangle
your
pods.
AirPods. So
I got dangle pods. Orbs.
oh, wait a minute.
I just saw orbs on my side.
Oh, you did? Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, we're recording after the Ingles. Ingles earrings. Oh my God. And I talk for a living.